Hi everyone, welcome to my weekly live. I'm Julie Gilson and I'm with stampingala.com. I'm really happy that you're here. I have some pretty projects for you today. I'm using the Mixed Florals stamp set, actually the bundle, and this you can find in the online exclusives. And I used a couple of dies from other die sets, and as I use them, I'll point them out to you. But there is one thing I want to show you, and I have to grab it. It's in my photo booth right here. I wanted to show you my latest scrapbook 2-page layout for my scrapbook club. So here is, oh, it's upside down. Here's the first page. So there you go. And then here is the second page. So I do a scrapbook club once a month, and it's a 2-page layout. Everything's all cut out for you. And it's $34 delivered to your home, and you can quit at any time. If you're interested in that, you might want to hop over to my blog after this video. And here's my blog name right here. And just click on the tab at the top called Scrapbook Club, and it'll tell you all about it. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and get started. And I'm doing, it was kind of a no line. This is considered kind of a no line watercoloring, but you can see the lines a little bit. So, but regardless, I'm going to show you these projects today. Okay, so we're going to start off with this one right here. And I don't know if you can see, but I scored this just on this Simply scoreboard. There you can see it a little bit. So what I did was I just bring this over. I just took a piece of cardstock and I scored it at 1/8 of an inch all the way across. But I didn't go all the way down because I didn't need to. So it created this really cool embossed look. I hope you like it. Hey ladies, hey Kathy and Tatiana. All right, so what we're going to do is, first of all, this color that I'm working with today is called Coastal Cabana, and it is 11 by 4 1/4, and it's scored at 5 1/2. So ladies, if you're new to my channel, please let us know so we can give you a warm welcome. All right, then I have a piece. This is an interesting color combination, but I liked it. This is Smoky Slate. And what I'm going to do is take this DSP, and I do want to show you a little tip how I store my DSP, because I get tons of it that I use. And then you're looking for a certain color. So the little 6x6, I just separate by color, just for the not the whole DSP pack, just the what do you call it? The 6x6 color families, I should say. So anyway, I just get these from Stampin' Storage, just label them. I have them all in a container, and then I know what I have. Hey, May. All right, so this piece right here is 3 1/2 by 4 3/4. This one is 3 by 3 1/2. So I'm going to glue this right on the bottom. As you can see, it covers up where the score lines stop. So let me grab my glue, and I have to get my glue thing fixed because I've been using this, my little glue gun everybody asks about. I love it. And every time I get on here, I realize I didn't clean it out. All right, so I always put this on first before I add it to another piece of cardstock, because I want to make certain that it's got a sharp edge. So I'm just going to grab my little trimmer here, and I don't know if you can see it, but there's a tiny bit there. And for those of you that are looking for something fun to do, I would love to have you join my team. And May, I see you're on, so I wanted to tell you this. You can join now and be able to order some products from the new catalog. It's for a pre-order. And I know you're planning on joining, so I wanted to let you know that. Okay, so we have that, and I forgot to put this on. So let me see if I can get it. No, I'm going to leave it off. I didn't have it on this one. So, okay. So next what I'm going to do is just put some dimensionals on the back. I see lots of my friends on here. Helen, Elizabeth, Karen, Melody. That's nice. I'm glad you're joining us. Okay. Make sure you have it go in the right direction. Have any of you done that before? Put it on upside down. I have. Okay. So we have this on there. And then I'm working with a new die set today. And this will be available in the new catalog. Let me show it to you. It's Impressions of Bloom. And this is so cool because when you use this die right here, it cuts out both of these. However, if you use this one, it only cuts out this one. So if you're cutting a lot of different cards out, you don't have to run it through twice. If you're doing two different colors, you can run those through at the same time. Oh my goodness, Kristen. I will take care of it for you. Okay, so I'm going to put this on and center it. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some glue right around the oval here. Just a little bit, because you don't want glue going all over. And by the way, if you get glue on an area that you need to get it off, don't try and get it off while it's still wet. Take it off once it's dried, and you can use one of those little erasers. But if you try ahead of time, you're just going to make a mess and possibly tear your paper. All right, so I'm just going to put this on right here, and I'm going to push on it so I make sure that I get it right up to the oval itself. Okay. So far, so good. All right. Hey, Danette. All right, so next we're going to do some stamping. And this is going to be watercolored. I love watercoloring. All right. So we're using this big stamp right here. And I'm using Smoky Slate. When I'm using a large stamp like this, I always turn it on its back and ink it up. Then I make sure that I get it all instead of half of it, maybe not going on the pad itself. All right, this is going to be die cut, so I don't need to worry about centering this. But I do need to make sure that it's all on the paper. Perfect. Okay, you can see it. It's light, and that's the way I want it. Okay, so we're going to use water painter. All right, and first of all, I'm going to use Pool Party. Even though the paper is Coastal Cabana, I'm using Pool Party. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and give it kind of a light wash. We're working with the tulips first. Boy, did we get some nasty weather over here last night. For those of you that are in the area, you know what I mean. Well, I think it was all over actually. All right, so now I'm going to go back and just add some darker layers here. A little bit more here. Okay, and as it dries, it does dry a little bit lighter. The other one I did was a little bit darker, but that's okay. I'm going to add some more in here. That stamp is a spring crocus. It's not bleeding for me, Bonnie. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is just touch these little buds here, these little flowers, and I'm just kind of bouncing my brush. And again, I just let the color run out of the brush until I re-ink because I want it to have different shades. And then I'll go back and add a little bit on a few different ones. Not all of them, just a few. Okay. Hi, Kathy. Well, normally you do, but it's working okay for me with this, so I'm going with it. It's Mixed Florals. Okay, now I'm switching to Granny Apple Green. Make sure you clean off your brush. Even though it's stained, it is clean. All right, so I'm just going to add some color on here, and I want it a little bit lighter. And just these leaves can be tricky because there's so many lines, it's hard to see what's what. So I would just pick a leaf and then follow it down. This one right here is really tricky because the stem of the tulip is here too, but it goes right in the center. And then I take a darker, I'm going to take Old Olive and do the stem with, and do some accent colors with this. So those of you that have received the catalog, what's your favorite bundle or product? It's coming to life now. Okay, so far so good. All right. Hey, Fran. All right, so now I'm going to switch over to Old Olive. And this is quite a bit darker, so make sure you don't grab too much before, because you don't want it, you know, very, very dark. Just enough that you can see it's a stem instead of the leaf. See what I mean? And there's 3 stems in here. Okay, there you go. I hope you like it. And oh, and I'm going to add a little bit of just a little bit of color, more color on these granny apple green leaves, just to give it a contrast. Okay, there you go. All right, so let's close this up. And let me see where the dies are for this one. All right, so I'm going to use this large die here. So I'm just going to place it on here. And, you know, I think I'm going to use washi tape because after doing all of that, you certainly don't want it to move on you. If I can find the end here. Here it is. Okay. Oh, you're funny, Melissa. Okay, so let's tape this down here. In there. All right. Let me run this through the die cutting machine. Oops. All right, so we're going to pop this out, but you want to be careful not to rip your paper or take the color off of it. Lift it carefully. See, that is, see, it can rip. Got to be so careful. There, that one's good. And I place the tape, just so you know, in an area that I know is going to be covered up with a sentiment or something, just in case. All right, looks like that. Isn't it pretty? All right, so we're going to go ahead and put this down right here. And of course, it's going to go up on dimensionals. Really? Well, I think I have a couple like that too. I just saw it on here, right here. It didn't come off. You can just get some Goo Gone or scratch it off with a bone folder or something like that. I'm going to stick one in the middle too so it doesn't sink in the middle. Thank you, Mary. Are you new to my channel? I haven't seen you on here. Okay, so this is going to go on, and I'm putting it on an angle. And the reason being is I kind of like how more of the oval seems to show differently. I don't know. All right, now I'm going to show you. This is the, what is it called? The Summer Splash ribbon. And this is last year's in color. But I want to, I cut it in half, and then I'll show you better. This is the center of it, so I'm going to start all over. Okay, so what we're going to do, I'm going to make two sides out of this. I can start up here, and I'm going to get a little bit closer, and I'm going to get some fringe on here, and it looks so cute. So let me show you. All right, so there's there's stitching on both sides here, and I'm going to go a little bit, I don't know, like 1/8 of an inch from the stitching on the left, and just enough. I'm cutting it in half, just enough to have to tie the bow. So let me see. And you might ask, why don't I use the whole ribbon? I just wanted a thinner or more narrow ribbon for this project. A little bit more. One more. Okay. All right, we're going to set that aside, and then we're going to stamp the sentiment. So the sentiment is from a stamp set that is going, it's on the last chance list. So if this is something you like, you might want to get it. There are beautiful dies that go with this. It's called Memorable Blooms. So it's only while supplies last. And I did make some beautiful cards with this. You can check them out on my blog. All you have to do is search this name on my blog in the search button. So I'm using I Appreciate Your Thoughtfulness. Okay, so we're going to come down here and stamp this just like that. And I die cut it using the, what is it called? The Wild Fern stamps or dies. And I use this one right here. Okay. Works out perfectly. So we're going to put this up on dimensionals. I'm glad you're stamping, Jerry. Okay, so this is going to go right here, okay? Just like that. So if I had messed up that with the tape, it would have been okay. All right, so I'm just going to take these threads out of here. And it kind of makes a mess, but that's okay. It just looks really cute with the fringe. I think that's enough. All right. Here's some more. All right. Okay, can you see the little bit of fringe? It looks really cute. All right, so we're going to cut this off. Grab a glue dot. And just before I got on, I dropped my roll of glue dots. So as it was rolling across the floor, I was getting a whole roll of glue dots across the floor. I mean, stuck to the floor. Okay, so there's the bow. And you want the bow to be puffy. And then I'm using these, and these are the in color gems. And I love these. So we're going to do, even though this is Summer Splash, I'm going to do this one right here. It works perfectly with Coastal Cabana. Okay, so this is the outside of your card. By the way, ladies, if you want these make and takes, just place an order by Sunday using this host code, and I'll be happy to send these to you. Which makes me bring up something that I really hate to bring up, but I need your advice and suggestions. as many of you know, Stampin' Up is changing their host rewards program. And so let me see, I think I'll use this one in here. And because of that, it makes it difficult for me to send make and takes, because to mail them out, it costs about $2.50 every time I mail them. And then that doesn't count the product. And the product I used to get with the host codes. So I'm wondering if you like right now it has to be a $40 order. So I'm going to have to either raise the minimum order to get the make and takes, or think of something else. So if any of you have some suggestions, I would appreciate it, because I was getting 16% hostess credit, and that would cover the stuff. Plus I have to pay somebody to cut it all. And now I go in the hole. So let me know your thoughts. Okay, so we're going to glue these two together. And I know a lot of you buy from me because you like the make and takes. Nobody's commenting. Okay, so we're going to put this together here. I could do that. But I really want, I really would appreciate the orders, because that's how I do my business. That's how I'm able to keep doing this. Okay, so here is the first project. I hope you like it. Okay, so the next one is this one right here. And I think this turned out so pretty. I don't know if you can see it, but I'm trying to get it. I started at a 1/2 inch, and I scored every 1/8 of an inch all the way to 2 inches. Let me see. I think it's coming through a little bit. Okay, so we're going to start off with this. Okay, and this is the same orientation. It's the 11 by 4 1/4 and scored at 5 1/2. Any other votes for increasing the minimum order? All right, so then this right here is where I scored it. Oh, there you can see it a little bit better. Okay. All right, so now what I'm going to do is put this right in the center, so I have equal amount on both sides, the lines. So let me put some glue on here. And I will have to trim this up. I hate having to do that. It sounds like everybody is in agreement with increasing the minimum order. Okay. So we have that. I just think it's so pretty. And then we're going to put it on here. Okay. Yes, they did. That's another issue too. And I think I use like twice as much cardstock as most demonstrators that do make and takes because of the layering and the double layers inside. But I don't want to stop that because it's me. I love it. It looks pretty. It looks more finished. And I don't want to downgrade my projects. Okay, so we have that. So this is going to go on right here on dimensionals. Not so far, Jerry, because of the tariffs. No. Okay, and then this will go here. Perfect. All right, so we're going to do some stamping. Now I'm going to bring, let me see. This is another stamp in this set. Let me show you what it looks like on the right here. And the reason I chose that, I could have chosen this right here. However, I wanted to show a smaller stamp that sometimes gets neglected in sets because it's so small and people sometimes wonder what to do with it. So I wanted to show you how I built this up. Okay, so we're stamping this one time. Excuse me, 3 times. All right, and then we're also, here's the scrap. We're also going to stamp, where'd it go? Right here. We're going to stamp this twice, but I only have room for one on here, and I already stamped and die cut them, so. Oh, that's a good idea, Tammy. All right, so that's how that one looks. Okay, so let's, done with this. We're going to bring these back in. All right, so I have 2 of those and 3 of these. Okay, so since I ended up with the green, I'm going to do the green first. Hi, Betty. All right, so let's go. We're going to do. Oh, and by the way, if anybody is interested still in the retreat in the fall, I still have a few spots open, not many. Not many at all. In fact, it's only because one woman who is bringing a group of people, their son is getting married last minute, and so it's that weekend. So her and her group had to cancel. Okay, I'm going to add some. Hey, Judy. And by the way, I also have the cruise information. Next year's cruise goes to the Southern Caribbean from out of Fort Lauderdale on Royal Caribbean Oasis. And I believe it's April 26th, and it's an 8-day cruise. So if you're interested, that's in April of next year. Okay, that's good. Oh, no. All right, next I'm using Pool Party, and we're going to color up the flowers here. If you like this video, please make sure that you share it with your friends. I would really appreciate it, and give me a thumbs up. And if you don't like it, don't do anything. These are so cute. I went out this afternoon to grab something to eat, and oh my goodness, um, the golf course is all flooded. The creeks are so high, it's unreal. I think it was last year we had that big flood when we were going to Las Vegas. That was something. All kinds of roads were closed. In fact, we tried 3 different ways to get to the airport. We couldn't even get there. I thought I was gonna miss my flight. Okay, I'm gonna go back and add some darker on a couple of them. And if you're local, I'm doing my card buffet this weekend if you would like to attend. I'm disappointed one of my friends in downline was coming, and the weather up 75 is so bad, she's not going to be able to make it. Okay, so let me bring this in now, and we're going to start placing these flowers down. Thank you, Kathy. All right, so we're going to take this one first and just put some glue on it. And I'm going to raise it a little bit higher than the other one. After I placed it, I thought, I should have had a little bit higher, but oh well. Just a tad. Okay, so I'm sticking that down. Kathy, it's $45 or free with a $60 order. Then you make 10 cards. So it's a pretty good deal. And they're not, they're very detailed cards. Okay, so this one is going to go here. And Kathy, are you going to be on the call tomorrow? All right, next we're going to take one of the flowers here, and I'm going to use the small dimensionals. Sure, if you'd like. Yes, Janet, I am. I'm going to be in your neck of the woods. All right, so that one got placed there. Next, I'm going to place this one here. I'm going to do the one underneath first. Just like that. Okay. And that one is going to be glue. Yes. Are you working tomorrow, Kathy? Tammy, I wish you could come too. That's awesome. I'm so happy, Janet. All right, where's the last one? Here it is. All right, so I'm going to take this one, and this one is going to be on dimensionals. Janet, we'll have team shirts and stuff. Oh, good. Kathy, I'm glad. All right, so then this one is going to go a little bit lower, just like that. Okay. Oop. All right. Now I'm going to stamp happy birthday, and that is from the, let me show you, the Saying Hey stamp set. So I'm using this right here, and then I'm going to trim it. All right, so let me go here. Perfect. Let me do it again so I can maybe get it straighter when I trim it. Oh yeah, that one's better. Okay, so we're going to trim this off just a little bit. I'm just eyeballing it. In fact, I'm going to make it a little bit slimmer. That's perfect. Janet, I bet you were so happy when you saw it was California. Okay, we're going to trim this so it's nice and even. All right, so I'm going to put this down right here, just like that, and it's okay that it's going off. So I'm going to put some glue on the back. Oh, that would be cool. Is that close to that? How far are you from there, Janet? Okay, so now we're going to cut some more ribbon. I know that's your favorite place on earth, isn't it? All right, we're also going to fringe this one. I think you're going to like the 3D project. It's kind of fun, different than what I've done. It's constructed differently. Okay, so let me tie this in a bow. It's not bad at all. I'm taking Jackson to Disney in May on our incentive trip, and I cannot wait. He can't wait either. Okay. Having a little hard time with this bow today. Okay, there we go. If I would just stick to the basics, I'd be okay, but I don't. All right, so this is going to go on right here. And here are my glue dots. Right there. the bow on. Okay, and then we're going to add some gemstones. I hate it when your gemstones fly off the thing, and then it's your last one that you needed. And I also like to mix up the sizes. Okay, so here is your second card. I hope you like it. I'm going to do the inside, and that'll be done. Okay, so this one, I'm just going to stamp a simple flower here in the corner. Like that. And I think I'll stamp one coming down right here. And this is not watercolor paper, so you have to be careful. Somebody told me that their trick is they always rent a wheelchair. I don't know if I could do that, though. Is there an extra cost? I'm sure there is for the lightning pass. Okay. All right. Look how simple that is, and it just adds so much. Okay, so we're going to put this together. This one will be done, and then we can move on to the last project that I think you're going to like. So remember, if you'd like these make and takes, just place your order by Sunday, a minimum $40 order, and I'd be happy to send you these. Okay. All right. See how that looks? So here is your second card. So ladies, what card do you like better, the first or the second? All right, so we're going to move on to this project here. And this is just one piece. It's not, well, besides the handle, but the base is just one piece, and it looks like it's two, and it is not. So let me show you here. I'll bring these pieces in. Now the base is 5.5 by 7.25, and you can get two out of each piece of cardstock. Now I'm going to bring this in to show you how I'm going to score the. Well, I already scored it. So I scored it at 1.25 and 4.25. So that gives us 1.25 inch sides. And then I turned it and I scored it at 3 and 4.25. Okay. So what I'm going to do is bring this in, and I'm going to trim from the top to the number to marker 3, and the same thing on that side. So first of all, let me put this in at 4.25. Now the dark, let me show you. The dark one here is the cutter. So I'm going to stand up so I can see this on camera. Okay, so I'm just going to cut down to 3 inches, lift up, and I'm going to put it back down at 4.25, and cut the rest of the way. All right, so I'm going to switch it over here, go back to 4 1/4, and do the same thing. Cut that. Trim it down to 3, lift up, and bring it down to 4 1/4, and trim the rest of the way. That way I get nice straight lines. Okay, so let's take our bone folder. Nope, this one didn't. Okay. For some reason that didn't trim all the way. Okay, we're going to fold it this way and this. Okay, so it looks like this. It's a little different, isn't it? Okay, so now I'm going to take a corner rounder and I'm going to, I gotta fold those too. All right, I'm going to take the corner rounder and round these 2 corners. Here as well. And then on the other side. Okay, so then the corners look nice. All right, I'm going to also take my bone folder and fold these over a little bit nicer. I neglected to do them. Okay, all right, so it looks like this. So now what we're going to do is turn it over when it's like the hump like that. I'm going to put the glue on here, here. These make cute little Easter baskets for just a little treat for somebody. Okay, simple. So we're just going to pull this in right here and this one in here. Make sure they're lined up with the edges. Oops. Same thing over here. Here and here and fold up. Is that not easy? So easy. Okay. So now I have a piece of coordinating cards or DSP, and this is 2 by 3. I also ran 2 die cuts, and this is from the Fancy Borders dies, and this is found on online exclusives. I'm using this one right here. I love, love, love this because it's just not a plain scallop. I like it because it's a little bit different. Okay, so first of all, I'm going to put glue down the side here on one side. Now this part is really important because you want to make sure, first of all, you want to make sure it's the front side because there is a difference. And then you want to make sure that you line it up evenly and the same on both sides. Okay, so I got this side. Okay, let me just trim this off and then I'll trim it better with the trimmer. Okay, but see how I have the same amount of scallop down here that I have up here? And then I want to do the same thing on this side. No, he hasn't been to Disney World. Okay, so now we're going to do the same thing here. It's all these little details that make the difference. You don't want to have it, you know, like way off because then it looks cockeyed. Okay, so let me bring this in and we'll trim it nicer. Just to get it a real nice flush cut. Yep, perfect. All right, so then this will go right here, right in the center. You know, I can see a tiny bit of the white, and I don't like that. I couldn't see it until I put it against the... I can still see a tiny bit. There. I got it that time. Yep, it was peeking out, and I don't like that. All right, so we're going to put this together. So, ladies, this will be the last last host code, I believe, for the old program. They're going to be going away. All right, so see how that is? All right, now, where did that go? All right, so now what we're going to do is stamp. Let me make sure this is a big enough piece. Yes. All right, we're going to stamp the tulips again, but only a portion of them. Boy, I got a mess down here. My friend Stephanie came over today. She's a sweetheart. She cleaned up my craft room for me. And she was like a little tornado. For those of you know her, you'll know what I mean. Okay. She is, oh, I'm so happy. Okay. So what we're going to do is I'm going to color it and then I'm going to die cut it. Okay. And you just kind of move it around and see where you want it to be. All right. So we're done with this and we're going to use Pool Party. Where did I put it? Oh, here it is. All right. So we're going to do these really quickly. I don't know how much of this will show, but some of it will. I think that's enough. Hi, Paula. Are you new to my channel? Okay, we're almost done here. Oh, watercolor paper for sure. Well, welcome, Paula. All right, so I'm going to take this and I think I'll place it like right there. All right, I'm just going to quickly run it through the Big Shot. We still have to put the handle on. All right, so there you go. There's that. And then I have a piece of Smoky Slate. I'm going to punch a 2 1/4, I believe. Yes, 2 1/4 inch punch, circle punch. You know what, May? I have a Cricut. I have a Cricut, a Scan and Cut, and what's the other one? Silhouette, Cameo, Silhouette. Never used them. They're all sitting on the shelf. Okay, so we have that. Now this is going to go on dimensionals here. I love the watercolor paper. If you haven't purchased any of that yet, you should. It is wonderful. I love it. It looks like this. It's Fluid 100 watercolor paper. Hey, Janet. Oh. Did you get your Create a la carte in the mail? Okay, so we're going to put this, I'm going to put it a little bit off to the side. All right, and then here is this is 11 by 1. The other one I did 11 by 3/4, but I'm going to do this one 11 by 1. And what I'm doing is just putting some glue on the end. I'm going to stick it in here all the way to the bottom and just center it. All right, and then just going to turn it over, put some glue on this end. If you have a brad, you can also put a brad in here to hold it instead of the glue. But for the video, what we're doing, this is perfect. All right, so you see, and then I think I'll do a regular bow this time. You just trim this off. Thank you, Janet. Okay, one more glue dot. Okay, so let me show you what we have here. Isn't that cute? So we have the little treat holder, and this is perfect for some Easter candy. The tulip cards, and also these cards. Now, these projects will be on my blog tomorrow. I will also have a list of all the products that I used and the sizes that you can download to your computer. Okay, so just watch for that. And if you would like these make and takes, please place your order using this host code by Sunday. And again, this will probably be my last host code of this forever because they're switching the program. So anyway, thank you so much for joining me. And as always, thank you for allowing me to earn your business. Good night.